Hi, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to SA Accounting Academy. Here's a short clip on one of our previous webinars. I hope that you really do enjoy it.
I'm looking forward to today's session. I know that we spoke about this not too long ago, and I was quite excited to see the topic come up again because I've run the topic a couple of times since I brought it here. And it's one of those topics that even though you've done it once or twice or however many times you've done it, every time you look at it again, there's more to it, or you're engaging with different clients with different issues. And so, it rings a couple of different bells and rings a couple of different issues. So I think it's one of those topics that is really good to chew on and really good to keep on thinking about. So welcome everyone, and I hope that you are warm. I hope you are safe. I hope that you're doing well. I know that there are rumors of the third wave, and KZN at the moment we seem to be doing okay. I think we got hit so hard in the second wave that we're not quite in the same space as other areas. But if you are in an area that is having a bit of a rough time, I'm sending lots of warmth and thoughts and prayers to you because it is difficult. My son is just really happy that contact sport has been postponed. Rugby was kind of knocking the stuffing out of him a little bit. So welcome, and I hope, as I say, that everybody is well and everybody is healthy, and I'm meeting you in a good space wherever you are in your journey. Today's session is an accounting session, but we've actually got quite a bit of Companies Act as well, because the challenge really this year is not to be reckless. And we've got financial distress, and we've got solvency, and we've got directors' responsibilities. And so although we're talking about drafting financials, there is a whole world or ecosystem that surrounds this function that we need to chat about. Today is also quite an intense session. It is one of the longer sessions that we run. Just for a matter of housekeeping, we will break for 10-minute breaks on the hour. I just think that's necessary. I don't know about you, but concentration, especially in a webinar type environment, which is quite concentrated, you need to have those breaks so that you can sort of shake it off, check your phone, grab a cup of coffee, have a comfort break, walk around the office a time or two, move the body. Science says that you can only concentrate for 45 minutes at a time. And the moment your legs start shaking and you start fidgeting, it usually means that your body's trying to get your attention, that you need to move so that your brain can carry on consuming knowledge. Okay. Those of you that are regulars with my sessions will know that, and thank you for being regulars with my sessions. I really do appreciate the support. Those of you that know, I love an interactive audience. So please feel free to pop your comments in. I am watching the chat box as I talk, and it just gives texture, it gives color, it gives authenticity really to the session. You can agree with me, you can disagree with me, you can add your own experiences into the session, and I will address as much as I can going forward. So as everybody in the chat box is currently saying, good morning everyone. Welcome to the session. I hope that it is useful and I hope it is valuable to you. Okay. So today's course is, maybe one day I should ask you guys to upload your pictures so I can see the faces of the people that are out there. I always know your names and I recognize the names, especially of the regulars, but I would love to see who you are. The course outlined today, we've got quite a jam-packed course and we cover quite a bit of territory. What I'm really wanting is good quality financial statements. These financial statements, especially for the 2020-2021 year, are most probably for many of us going to be the most important financial statements we draft for a company, whether it's our company or our clients' companies. It's financials that are going to be legacies. They're going to be hanging around and haunting our companies for quite a while. The decisions our clients have made are going to be recorded for prosperity, and it is our responsibility to make sure that we get this right. Okay. The users that are relying on these financial statements have also upped their game quite considerably. The risk that our users are facing with this is far more onerous than it has been in the past because of the situation that's going through. I mean, before COVID hit, we were already heading into a recession. So we already were having certain challenges with business and with the business environment, which just obviously got exasperated to the extreme over the last few months. But now we have got a full reporting period that has occurred during this period. We have many users that are watching these financials with a very fine eye. We've got many compliance regulators that are watching this with very close intention. And we are the ones with our names printed on the bottom to say that we prepared these financials. I have to say that gives me a moment. Every time I sign off a set of financials, I myself am a compiler. I assist auditors that, because of the independence issues, they can't compile financials. So I often help out with that independent accounting compilation leg. I don't do compliance work, so I'm not doing bookkeeping work or anything like that, but I do assist with the drafting. So I'm speaking from a level of practical experience that I'm in the trenches with you. And quite a bit of this work that I've put together today, although I have looked at what the International Accounting Standards Board have considered, and I have, ambled around the business world virtually this year rather than physically, but these are the conversations I'm having with business owners, with users, with compilers, and these are the top areas that we've isolated and identified as areas of concern. So we are going to be looking at the areas in the financial statement. Sorry, I've got a bit of a jumping slide today. We're going to look at the areas that are affected and the financial issues, but we're also going to have a deep dive into some of the Companies Act issues that affect the drafting of financial statements and affect the risk areas and, affect the why it's important to get things right, and what are the users looking at, and what are the areas that need us to pay attention. Now, I'm speaking to you as an audience of compilers today, as possibly business owners and directors, but I'm not speaking to the audit fraternity specifically. Okay, the audit fraternity needs to pay attention. Obviously, they're auditing the financials that we draft, but we need to look at the risks of people that are reading these financials. One of the objectives of drafting good financial statements is to allow people to make good decisions. Okay, so the user of the financial statement to make good economic decisions. That's the primary objective of a set of financial statements. With that, we need to be very cognizant of who the users are and what type of decisions they're making. Okay, and what their interest in the entity is. As a result, when we are drafting, we need to make sure that we're answering those questions and we're giving sufficient data to those users that we are supposed to give so that they can make the decisions that they need to make. Stakeholder management has never been more important than it is at the moment, from a variety of spaces and a variety of concerns. So, it's gone are the days of it just being between directors and shareholders. Finance providers, government, various different stakeholders are interested in how the business is performing and the going concern of the business and whether the business will still be around for a while. The second objective of financial statements, which I think is often overlooked, but is definitely under the spotlight this year, is stewardship of management. Okay, so when you're drafting financials, and this has come up to me a couple of times, for example, with trusts, not just companies, but trusts as well, that fiduciary care the trustees need to take in drafting financials. But have they made the right decisions? Have they steered the company through these turbulent times with a firm hand and in a way that is fair? Okay, and what do the financial statements speak to that? So one of the areas that particularly is of a sensitive nature for me right now is directors' emoluments. Okay, for numerous reasons, that one has become a really sore point. It always is a sore point. It always is a point where I land up going to, to the mats with management or the auditors about the level of disclosure and about what's being said. But this year, more than ever, that is going to say a lot about the attitude of management and the way that management have steered the ship. In addition to that, things like TERS, okay, how TERS has been managed, how TERS has been accounted for, those kind of things need to be looked at and worked with.
I hope that you enjoyed that video. For more of our webinar videos, go to www.accountingacademy.co.za. Thank you and have a lovely day.